Big news coming out of San Francisco. The 49ers are making a crucial change at the quarterback position as we head into the season finale. With a key player sidelined by an elbow injury, the team is turning to a familiar face who has seen significant action this season. How will this decision impact the game against the Cardinals? Stick around as we dive into the details, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on all things 49ers. As we dive into the latest news surrounding our beloved San Francisco 49ers, it's hard to ignore the whirlwind of emotions that come with the announcement of Joshua Dobbs stepping in as the starting quarterback for our season finale against the Arizona Cardinals. With Brock Purdy sidelined due to that elbow injury, this decision has left many fans, including myself, feeling a mix of hope and uncertainty. Coach Kyle Shanahan has chosen Dobbs over Brandon Allen, and honestly, I can see where he's coming from. Dobbs brings that much-needed mobility, especially with our offensive line being a patchwork of third and fourth string players. I mean, when you look at the state of our line, having a quarterback who can evade pressure is crucial. But I can't help but wonder, was this really the best move? I'm genuinely torn. On one hand, Dobbs has experience, having started his fair share of games last season, and even showing some promise with his performance on that final drive after replacing Purdy. But on the other hand, Allen has been with the team longer and has had a chance to develop some chemistry with our receivers. Shanahan's praise for both quarterbacks is reassuring. He mentioned how both Dobbs and Allen have been preparing as if they were the starters every week. That level of commitment is exactly what we need, especially in a season that has been, let's face it, pretty disappointing at 6-10. The stakes are high as we approach the draft, with our position potentially landing anywhere between 11th and 14th in the first round. How we perform in this game could have lasting implications for our future. Purdy's injury, described as a bruise with nerve inflammation, but thankfully no long-term damage, raises questions about his recovery and what this means for our quarterback situation moving forward. It's a relief that he's not facing any severe setbacks. But as fans, we always want to see our starters on the field. We've invested so much hope in Purdy, especially after the strides he made earlier in the season. It feels like we've been on this roller coaster, and now here we are, relying on a guy who has started just 14 games in his career. Looking back at Dobbs' stats, he has a 77.5 passer rating and has been relatively effective on the ground as well, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Those 7 rushing touchdowns are impressive, but can he translate that into a win against the Cardinals? I'm not sure if he can light it up like we need, but I'm definitely rooting for him. This is a huge opportunity for Dobbs to prove himself, not only to us fans, but to the entire league. And as we all know, every game in the NFL can be a turning point. With every snap, he has the chance to showcase his ability, perhaps solidifying a spot on this roster beyond this season. But let's be real. Can he handle the pressure? The emotions are running high, and as fans, we are fully invested. We want to see this team finish strong, even if it is just for pride at this point. So I ask you, do you believe this was the right decision? Are you feeling as divided as I am? It's definitely a pivotal moment for our franchise, and I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this quarterback situation? How do you feel about Dobbs starting instead of Allen? Let's get that conversation going right here in the comments. The San Francisco 49ers have had a challenging season, finishing with a 6-10 record and missing the playoffs for the first time since 2020. However, amid this struggle, one bright spot has emerged: the performance of rookie Dominic Puni. Drafted in the 3rd round, he stepped in as a starter at right guard after Spencer Burford's injury during training camp, and he has consistently shown that he can hold his own at this level. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, there's been speculation about whether Puni might be moved to a different position along the offensive line, particularly given the inconsistency we've seen from Jake Brendel at center and Aaron Banks at left guard. Offensive line coach Chris Forster has weighed in on this topic, emphasizing that the team has always viewed Puni as a guard. The decision to start him at right guard was strategic, and given how well he's performed, it seems that moving him isn't on the table. Forster's comments resonate with me. He said, "There'd be no reason to move the guy," and I agree. Puni has proven himself at guard, and it's clear that he's found a rhythm in that position. He's been a key player on the line, and the continuity he brings is invaluable. I can't help but think about how much he's endured this year, transitioning straight from college to the NFL with barely a break. It's impressive to see a rookie handle that pressure and still deliver quality performances week in and week out. But here's the million-dollar question. With the uncertainty at center, should the 49ers consider moving Puni to fill that need? I'm torn. On one hand, moving him could potentially shore up the line, but on the other hand, why fix what isn't broken? Puni has made right guard his home, and sometimes that stability is more important than trying to patch holes elsewhere. I find it fascinating that despite the team's struggles, Puni's growth has been a silver lining. It gives me hope for the future. If the 49ers can build around him and address the other positions more effectively, we could be looking at a much stronger offensive line in the coming years. The decisions made this offseason will undoubtedly impact the team's chances next year. As fans, we all want to see our team succeed, and every move the front office makes could either propel us forward or set us back. The conversation around Puni is just one example of how critical these choices are. And you know what? I want to hear from you. Do you think keeping Puni at guard is the right decision? Or should the coaching staff explore moving him to center? I'm really eager to know your thoughts on this. It's easy to get frustrated with the team's performance, but I believe that with the right adjustments, we can turn things around. What are your expectations for the upcoming season? Do you feel optimistic about our chances? I want to hear your opinions in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going about the future of the 49ers and how we can support our team moving forward. As we wrap this up, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the content, share it with fellow 49ers fans, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates and analysis. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to stay on top of every piece of news we cover. Thanks for tuning in, and let's keep the faith in our 49ers as we look ahead to the next season.